They sit at the controls, navigating through the skies, responsible for hundreds of lives. For most pilots, every flight is uneventful, a smooth journey from point A to point B. But sometimes, the unexpected happens, and their final moments become immortalized through their haunting last words. Calm before chaos, United Airlines Flight 232. July 19, 1989, United Airlines Flight 232, a McDonnell Douglas DC-10, was flying from Denver to Chicago, carrying 296 people on board. For Captain Al Haynes and his crew, it began as a routine flight through clear skies. Passengers relaxed in their seats, unaware of the hidden danger brewing within the aircraft. At 37,000 feet, disaster struck. The number 2 engine, mounted on the tail of the aircraft, suffered a catastrophic failure. A fan disc, spinning at over 3,600 revolutions per minute, shattered into fragments due to a microscopic manufacturing defect. These fragments ripped through critical hydraulic lines, effectively disabling all 3 hydraulic systems, the lifeblood of the aircraft's control. In aviation, hydraulic systems allow pilots to operate essential controls like the rudder, ailerons, and elevators. Losing these systems rendered the aircraft nearly uncontrollable. Captain Haynes and his crew were now faced with an unprecedented situation. A DC-10 with no hydraulic power, something never successfully managed in the history of commercial aviation. Despite this, Captain Haynes, along with First Officer William Records and Flight Engineer Dudley Dvorak, worked as a team. They discovered that by varying the thrust of the 2 remaining engines, they could achieve a crude form of control. It was an act of sheer ingenuity, bought with decades of experience and calm under pressure.
Sioux City, we're inbound. We have no hydraulic control. We're going to need all the help we can get.
The plane descended at an alarming rate, veering unpredictably as the crew struggled to maintain some control. Meanwhile, the flight attendants prepared passengers for a crash landing. Every single member of the crew knew the odds of survival were slim, yet they fought for every second they could buy. As the plane approached Sioux Gateway Airport in Iowa, the crew attempted to align it with the runway. However, the lack of control made a perfect landing impossible. Captain Haynes delivered his final command to the passengers over the intercom.
Brace, 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 keep your heads down.
The crash landing was devastating. The plane cartwheeled on impact, breaking into multiple pieces. But against all odds, of the 296 people on board, 184 survived, a survival rate that astonished investigators. Many lives were saved because of the crew's heroic efforts, the quick actions of the flight attendants, and the well-executed emergency response on the ground. United Airlines Flight 232 became a landmark case in aviation history. It highlighted the importance of teamwork, training, and composure under pressure. Captain Haynes and his crew turned what could have been an unmitigated tragedy into an incredible story of survival. Their actions have since been studied and honored worldwide, shaping safety protocols that continue to save lives today. Behind those final words, brace, 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 was a legacy of courage that will never be forgotten. Into the eye of the storm, Southern Airways, Flight 242, April 4th, 1977, a day forever etched in aviation history. Southern Airways Flight 242, a routine flight from Huntsville, Alabama to Atlanta, Georgia, found itself flying directly into nature's most unforgiving creation, a supercell thunderstorm.
Looks like we'll try to skirt it. Wait, it's closing in fast.
Despite their efforts to navigate around the storms, the plane was suddenly engulfed by the tempest. What the pilots couldn't foresee was the scale of the storm's power, winds whipping at over 100 miles per hour, torrential rain, and baseball-sized hail hammering the aircraft. The hailstorm was so intense that it shattered the cockpit windows and damaged both engines beyond repair. The aircraft's jet engines, designed to withstand extreme conditions, were overwhelmed, choking on rain and ice until they failed completely. With no power, the plane became a glider, plummeting toward the earth.
We've lost both engines. There's nowhere to go.
Amid the chaos, the pilots made a desperate attempt to save their passengers. Scanning the ground below, they spotted a highway cutting through the rural landscape of New Hope, Georgia, and made the decision to attempt an emergency landing. But a highway isn't a runway. As the plane descended, it clipped utility poles and vehicles, finally crash landing in a fiery explosion. The scene that followed was one of devastation and heartbreak. Of the 85 people on board, 72 tragically lost their lives, including several on the ground. Yet remarkably, 22 passengers survived, a testament to the pilot's skill and resolve under impossible circumstances. Their final moments remind us of the immense pressures and split-second decisions faced by those in command of our skies. Today, the tragedy of Southern Airways Flight 242 serves as a critical case study for aviation safety. The accident led to improvements in weather radar systems, emergency protocols, and hailstorm flight procedures, measures that have saved countless lives in the decades since. From the ashes of disaster, lessons emerge, reminders of the bravery of those who navigate the skies and the importance of learning from the past to build a safer future for all who fly. A Hero's Resolve, U.S. Airways Flight 1549. January 15, 2009. A day that began like any other for U.S. Airways Flight 1549. Scheduled to travel from New York's LaGuardia Airport to Charlotte, North Carolina, the Airbus A320 carried 155 souls on board, unaware of the harrowing journey ahead. But within minutes of takeoff, disaster struck. A flock of geese collided with the aircraft, disabling both engines almost instantly. The once powerful jet transformed into a powerless glider over one of the busiest cities in the world.
We've lost thrust on both engines. We're going to be in the Hudson.
Those measured words encapsulated a pilot's resolve in the face of unimaginable pressure. With no power, no altitude, and no time to return to LaGuardia or reach Teterboro Airport, Captain Sully made the extraordinary decision to ditch the plane in the icy waters of the Hudson River. Aviation experts have called it a feat of precision and composure, a perfect water landing executed in mere seconds. The impact, though jarring, was controlled enough to keep the fuselage intact, ensuring that everyone on board had a chance of survival. Captain Sullenberger's extraordinary decision-making and decades of experience transformed a catastrophic event into the miracle on the Hudson. His actions demonstrated the vital importance of pilot training, teamwork, and the human capacity to remain composed under immense stress. Flight 1549's story not only changed lives that day, it changed aviation forever. It became a case study in pilot training, emphasizing the importance of swift decision-making and collaboration under emergency conditions. From crisis came triumph, and from one man's resolve emerged an enduring legacy. A reminder that amidst chaos, human ingenuity can prevail. As we navigate through these remarkable tales, one thing remains clear. Human resilience, ingenuity, and teamwork know no bounds, even in the face of unimaginable adversity. These stories are more than just aviation incidents. They're chapters in the chronicles of courage, a tribute to those who, despite knowing the odds, fought to save lives and etched their legacies into history. While we honor the lives lost, let us also celebrate the lessons learned, the heroes born, and the changes made to ensure safer skies for all who take to the air. Every flight tells a story. Some are ordinary, others extraordinary, but each reminds us of the profound responsibility carried by those who soar among the clouds. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more incredible stories of courage and resilience. Fly safe.